So, welcome back to another scene for Voyager, our Dark Ages werewolf venue, where we have an Astra doing her Astra thing, probably looking like she's in a snit 24/7 because that's how she do. What you doing, Astra? What you doing? You're home.
My father, but no, she is making her way. She's been kind of oddly quiet around the sept. Just being kind of very removed, plotting, planning, again, beating herself up, even though she shouldn't necessarily. Well, in her mind, originally she shouldn't, but she's just feeling very frustrated with herself. She's has been planning, and it's an ingenious scheme in her mind. Of course we're gonna go back there and kill them all. This is how we're going to do it. And she's walking towards the wormfold, and he's like, he's going to listen to me. I have faith. He gets it. And it's that pent up rage and frustration, and this just like, God damn it, I must succeed. As she'll will walk to where the wormfold normally holds court, essentially.
Oh yeah, Wormfo's around doing his thing. Probably just settled in whatever his usual spot is. And we'll say he's taking a whetstone to his axe. Just, gotta maintain the gear. Gotta do it. So yeah, he's just plopped down, probably on a bench of some sort. There are a number of places for perching and sitting and all that. But he is set up on his bench, has various cleaning, oiling, all that stuff type of kit around him, and it, at the moment at least, has a water skin right nearby to periodically douse the metal, and has a whetstone, and is just grinding away. So we'll probably, as Astra comes somewhat closer, pause in the wake of one of the sweeps of the stone, tilts his head up the very slightest bit, brow quirking.
She kind of awkwardly stands there, like, do you know what I mean?
He continues, at least initially, to stare. One might even say expectantly.
Can I speak to you? I'm sorry for interrupting.
He continues for the moment to stare at the Cleith. Waiting.
I was asking for your advice on a matter that, in regards to the monastery, I believe I was asking permission to lead the counterattack.
He finally shrugs himself up into a sit, holding himself fairly regally, properly upright, head lifted. And he will take that axe and stretch it out towards her. And she is, after all, still a fresh Cleith. So all he does simply is take it, and with the blunt forward edge of the head, just sticks it forward to where you might expect it to rest against your throat, but instead it goes up under her chin and begins to press up. Up, up, up until she is, my, what nice clouds those are today. And once he's got her,
he looks up at the sky, like, oh God.
And once her throat is appropriately bared, he holds it there for a second and then retracts it, but doesn't necessarily say anything to cue her to stop. And for the sake of having a teachable moment, says simply, as he finally rests the thing across his lap again, "You were saying?"
Blushes, like, heavily embarrassed, you know what I mean? Like, fuck, I forgot about the riot bit. It's like written all over her face, and she goes like the color of a plum. I believe that they've been using the woods for their main areas of ambush, but also probably main areas of staying. They probably have people in there too. And I was thinking of causing something that would divide them, like they tried to do with us, perhaps setting a small fire in the woods, something that would trigger their response. they take some time to come to us, and they took some time to realize we were there. Perhaps setting that response will trigger them in order for us to make a clean pathway into the monastery itself, or some temple. But dividing them, maybe even set fires on two sides. They only know we came through one way on our ship. They might not see us if we come, say, at night and beach up on one of the other sides of the mainland. Close their eyes. Like, oh god, oh god, oh god, going even more plum-like.
He resumes, grinding this whetstone, having flipped the axe over down its edge, sharpening it slowly but surely. And what do you think you will accomplish?
The order of men made us look like fools. They openly challenged us.
Did they?
That's what the provocation certainly was.
Astra, if another guru were to come to one of our outlying villages, and he'll finally give her a bump with the axe to get her to jostle her head down, and then gesture offside to, it's still invisible range, but there's another smaller, like, collection of homes and whatnot a bit down the coast. Say a pack came in the dead of night and were able to walk into our village there and take one of our kin. And by the time we found out, he had been slaughtered. Would you see our reaction as a challenge? Or would you see it
No.
as defending our territory?
Defending our territory.
Perhaps even taking vengeance for what was taken.
Nods.
It seems abundantly clear that that pack has claimed that monastery and the surrounding area. Did they attack you outright?
The Ragabash did. Tried to. While they were circling, he made a swipe.
And do you think it was out of line that they defend their territory?
No.
Create a big display to push you away from their home and their kin.
No, but looks down. We're supposed to conquer. That's what I was always told.
We do. But there is nothing there worth conquering. There are a number of humans. Perhaps. What? How many kin did he even mention seeing inside that place?
He said one, but I don't know. Was Crary lying or not? I don't know.
So perhaps there is one more kinfolk. A warder of men. Kinsman. Was there any treasure? Was there an abundance of livestock, an abundance of supplies that we could use? More than we would expend in going to this place and laying siege to it.
No. Looks down.
Then at least for now, it is not worth our time. It would take several packs to face one and be sure of a win. It would take a number of supplies to go again to this place. It would take time that we could better spend raiding villages that we know will have more, that we can be sure will have more. We would expend more in returning to this place than we would gain from taking it even to the ground. The trees perhaps would be valuable, but you seem intent on burning them.
More as to divide them, if anything. Creating simultaneous controlled fires and opposite sides would divide the pack. It's easier to split them apart and strike.
He proceeds to, with the axe again, make kind of a broad gesture to the surrounding countryside. Would you like to guess, Torna, what there is a severe lack of in the surrounding
Trees.
countryside?
Trees.
Yes, in fact, it is. Astra is well aware that it is one hell of a fucking process to bring fresh lumber out to repair or craft new ships at this point. They have taken
Blush.
very much so to this sea
Now
life.
that plum cumber is now crimson and she's just staring down at the ground. She's just like, oh.
We do no favor to ourselves in losing more than we gain. We do no favor to Gaia in burning and wasting what should be left to grow, or even what flat out could be used as a resource and perhaps is the most valuable thing in that area.
Stares at the ground, doesn't look up at him, like literally crimson at this point.
And he finally just kind of it's that lazy kind of heave to your feet. It's not abrupt. It's not sharp. It's just that kind of, plant your hands on your knees and haul up. And he does stand a good head or so higher than her. And he will finally reach out, this time with an empty hand, and plop it on her shoulder. It is good that a fire burns in your belly. Don't let it gutter. But do not waste that fire and that energy on something that is not worth your time.
Just nods.
He'll even go so far as to reach over, especially if she's still kind of looking down and looking real self-conscious.
Oh
Take
yeah,
a hold of
it's like written all over her. Written
pull it
all
up.
over her face. It's like looks up slowly with that like but my zealotry type look, you know what I mean?
And he pulls, reaches down and has no reservations in taking hold of her chin and pulling her face up so he can look into it properly. This is not challenging eye contact, but it is kind of jarringly direct. He does look her straight in the fucking eyes. And she probably knows well and good that he loves an excuse for a challenge. So this is uncomfortable.
Mm-hmm. She's like, oh no, 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 no.
That fire in your gut, that desire to serve Fenris thoroughly, violently, properly, it is a good thing. But use this. And he finally lets go of her chin and just taps her temple a couple times.
Jarringly kind of stands there like, oh, do you know what I mean?
In so many years, there may be more orders of men in that place. But in so many years, they will have built a proper stone monastery. They will have brought things of value to decorate it, to sanctify it, things that are worth plundering. The people will have grown, the livestock will be more numerous, and it's very possible that by then they will have built up stores of food. Never mind the lumber. It will be worth our time then, but not now. Now, we watch.
Nods. Well, tries to nod. We're like, oh, okay.
Yeah, he's let go of her, but it's a very keen, very heavy gaze. It wouldn't be too offhand to say that it's hard to move while being stared down.
Mm-hmm. She's like, oh, okay. Right. You know, it's that type of like meekness.
And he finally releases her from the stare and gives her a good solid, maybe two solid clap on the back before turning back to begin gathering up um, and putting away his kit, though he does take the oiled rag and make sure that he gets it rubbed over the axe head, kind of giving it some resistance to weathering in the wake of grinding it down. Your brother and you have the potential to be a proper force of nature. Do not make your first stories ones of folly.
Yes, Raya.
That's my girl. And he'll give her another reach over and kind of give her it's on the one hand it's hefty praise, on the other hand he gives her that little pat on the cheek like good girl. it's
Doesn't
it's
know quite how to take that. She's like, oh. Um,
and finally he'll tuck the rag into his kit as well. And it all, of course, a lot of their gear is the kind of thing that can be put together and clipped onto the big, the big proper kidney belt. And that is just what he does. He tucks his whole kit into this one leather case, clicks it shut, and then, buckles it back onto one of the straps of his belt. And once he's done all this, especially if she just kind of stands there awkwardly the whole time, he'll turn a glance back. Is there anything else on Rye?
no. That's everything. Stare. Like, I don't know what to do because you're like, yeah.
She finally
Like,
gets an amused
like
kind of grin.
awkwardly playing with her fingers, type of thing.
Never fear, little bloodhound. I will find better uses for your time. Go on.
Meekly, like, nods and then begins to walk away really quickly. Like,
He tries very hard not to look amused by her sputtering and yeah, takes up the last of his things, tucks them into his belt, and goes off, probably to the meat hall to see what has been laid out. Though naturally as you rapidly escape the stress of that particular man's regard, who should appear but today? Who
but
will
days, yeah.
who will as you are ambling kind of aimlessly along and he has clearly lost interest and has cast his attention elsewhere. Today will pop out from behind one of the huts and like snag you by the arm and yoink you and like a
Faint.
almost cartoony style like boom out of the sight.
That sort of yelp, like, bah! She like probably falls over when she gets in.
What was that?
What was what? What was what?
What was that?
What was what?
What that? Kind of gestures back to the now empty bench, like that direction, flailing an arm.
Nothing. That was nothing. You didn't see anything.
Well, it was nothing. And surely I didn't
Absolutely
feel
nothing.
anything either. Stare.
It was You didn't feel anything.
Mm-hmm.
You didn't see anything. You didn't feel anything. I don't know why you are pushing this line of questioning.
You're awful sunburned there. Stare.
It's been a hot day.
It's been a hot day.
Mm-hmm.
She will even go so far as to pick up a hand and put it against Astra's cheek just so that she can feel how cool her palm is compared to her fucking ridiculous bright red face.
Mm-hmm.
You might be feverish. Maybe you should maybe you should take some time.
Maybe I should.
You should go cool off in one of the springs there.
Sure.
Mhm.
Stands up, all defensively. Working hard in the sun can do that.
It can. It certainly can.
Stare.
Counter stare.
You didn't see anything.
The eyes narrow very slightly. Kind of measuringly. Of course not. No. I'll go tell the Skolson brothers that you're feeling under the weather and they should come tend you while you're at the stream. Faint smirk.
Got peony Katie. Got peony shit. So fucking hard as the fucking the Kill Bill fucking sound comes on. Got peony this first, so Astrid knows what she's dealing with.
Do it.
One success.
I mean, it's enough. And let's face it, you guys were cubs together. This is the roundabout way of, oh, okay, yeah, nothing's wrong. You must be feverish. That's the only explanation. I'll just send some kinfolk to tend to you because obviously you're just feverish. Stare. Like, I know you're full of shit, but if you're going to use this lie, I'm going to make you regret this lie.
No, you can tell the Skolson brothers I do not need it. I don't wish to put my mild burden on them. They have other important duties to deal with.
I don't know. I mean, if you go to the spring under this condition, what if you should be faint? Can't have you drowning.
Well, I shall make sure I'll only stay at the water's edge then.
Again, it's just this tiny smirk. You could tell she's just pushing because hopefully if she forces you to commit too hard, eventually you'll give up.
She stares there like, I will not back down from this. You know what I mean? You cannot beat me. No.
She even you've got a pack so there's even this just ever so innocent kind of tone, like the fake innocent, blatantly fake innocent, like, oh, are you okay, kind of concerned feeling that waves out.
Stares. I know what you're doing.
What I'm doing nothing. After all,
I know
I have to take care of my sweet beta.
It's very kind of you to do that. Stare, and all she feels to the backling is, I see your shit. It's
I wouldn't want you to think you were
shit.
any less than cherished, honored beta. She even does the little head bow, like, oh, honored beta. Like, hamming it. She knows you know. She's going to keep going. It's never going to stop.
Thank you. It's good to be cherished like that. However, I do not need such cherishment at the time, although if you are still feeling cherishable later on, I will certainly enjoy that. Stare.
Oh, but I would be beside myself if I didn't have someone keeping an eye on the treasured daughter of our dear Sep Beta.
Takes a long breath. Very well, then.
She's just barely holding in that grin. She's working so hard to keep her lips in a straight line.
Meanwhile, she's being given the fucking cyclone death stare. Very well, then. If you wish to accompany me to the water's edge, then you can.
Me?
Stare.
Like, the hand to chest, like, oh, me? Oh, well, of course.
Breathing intensifies. Probably she gets more flushed in the face because she's getting angry.
And she just gesture, of course. Yeah, lead on, honored beta. So demure, so passive. So fucking with you, and you know it.
There is that urge in the pack, like I want to punch you in the face so goddamn hard. I want to do it. Why? I want to do it. Why are you being so nice? I know what you're doing. Oh, ugh. Well, how would you have spoken to them? Never mind. No, just keeps walking. Like pushes past her. Like, ugh.
Just as you push past, there's just that little whisper of, I might have remembered to lead with belly up. Teasing smile.
Oh, that's it.
She immediately will like duck back, like just
Whirls.
waiting for the swing.
Oh
Still
yeah, comes
grinning
by the way.
cheekily.
Yeah, swings, misses wide, but like just glares.
It's fine. I made sure no one else was looking.
Composes herself. Takes a long intake of breath. Good. Good.
What kind of pack rat
Very
would I be
good.
if I did any less? Finally, like,
Very
slings an arm up
good.
around her shoulders, so that it's really hard to punch her because you got the arm down at the side, pressed body to body, and the other one's on the far side. You might imagine that she has her hand on your opposite shoulder, half because that's kind of where it falls, and half because she can grab the shoulder and keep you from whirling around too fast.
Stares like basically as you do that, she just stares at you like, "I hate you. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. Don't touch me. You're touching me." You know what I mean? It's that type of face she's making.
Don't be such a baby,
It's fine.
Astra.
It's fine. It's fine. I am
Come
not a
on.
baby.
Let's go splash your face so it returns to normal color.
It's fine. It's fine. It's fine. She imagines she's being led off. Is that
Oh yeah,
something
you're
saying?
you're
She's
being
fine.
led
I'm
off to
fine.
the spring. Like, come on, buddy. I know you're mad. I had to poke it a little, but let's actually do something about that before anyone actually sees it that matters. Let's just get the fuck out of here.
She's being led off. Rage 4 like poking. It's like it's fine. It's fine. No, it's fine. It's fine. It's fine.
It's almost like she knows just how far she can poke. Just a little titchy touch. Then she will actually let it go. Especially when she's in motion again. She just, seems to coincidentally forget the whole thing ever happened. But
Mm-hmm.
does walk Astra down to the fucking spring and, like, pops down with her and actually washes her own face while they're there because, holy shit, Vikings and cleanliness, it was a thing. She'll eventually actually unstrap her gear and take a proper, like, wash in the stream because that's how you do.
Okay, just rubs her face. Staring awkwardly down at everything. She's like awkwardly, tugging at her clothes. After washing herself, obviously.
Yeah. It lingers in the water. She likes it just fine. Besides, it is fucking summer, so in this area maybe summer isn't as hot as in other areas of the world, but compared to the winters and the springs and the falls, it is still quite toasty.
Yeah. To them, it's hot.
Yeah.
Um,
She'll
we shouldn't.
eventually wade out, start wringing out her hair and rebraiding it.
We shouldn't let Krager out on his own. From now on.
Have you actually tested him for a lie? Or do you just not like the answers he gives?
It's the fact he keeps things hidden from us. And the link. Every time he goes out.
How do you know?
I mean, you can't feel him.
He shrugs.
To me, that sounds like a packmate that has something to hide.
So smack the truth out of him. Eventually he will learn, and he will either share from the get-go, or he will keep the link open, or he will expect to be battered around until the truth falls out.
Nods to herself, like, smack the shit out of him, you say, staring off into the distance.
Won't leave him in bad enough condition that he needs my attention, though. like stare over the shoulder like I fucking know you would.
No, I don't think beating him will solve it. I'm gonna do something else.
Is that so?
In fact, we should do it all three of us together. These are more psychological. No, she wouldn't say psychological. Mental impact.
And what's that?
Remind him that we're his pack. We don't like when he hides things from us. Remind him early in the morning just as he's slowly waking up.
She kind of weighs it, tilts her head a bit this way, tilts her head a bit that way. Only if you and your brother stare. Take a little time beforehand to make sure you're not too excitable.
I'm not going to hit him.
Stare.
I'm not. That's the point. She turns and looks over her shoulder. It's more frightening when you don't hit them.
Thinking, kind of like the thoughtful tilt of head, a bit of a nod. You're not wrong. But you swung on me moments ago. And I
That was
dare say,
like nearly snaps. That was different. You know, like she actually was. That was different. You know, it was completely different thing. Completely different.
I dare say that Carr is very good at irritating you. Not on purpose. He's just very good at it. Big toothy smile.
He's not as irritating as you are.
Oh. I do have to take pride in something.
Stare.
And survive it,
Sights.
don't I?
Mm-hmm. Stare.
Smirk.
Besides, Prior is more terrified of me than more than he annoys me. So it's time to use that. He can putter and squawk like the bird he is all he wants. We're just going to remind him. I'm not going to swing, and neither is Iron.
She finally starts tying like the little leather thong around the bottom of the braids to keep everything in place. Again, tilting her head, nodding a little bit like, that checks out.
Stands up slowly, just takes careful steps towards Dizzy. Where's Dizzy?
Shoot a glance over. May well work.
I mean, even you, who's normally the calm one, perhaps you could just, I don't know, put something there with him. After all, he'll do his puttering and squawking and dancing. Maybe you could just have something, keep an eye on him. Things that love to gossip, maybe.
It is hard to find a thing that is prone to gossip that wouldn't be better inclined to him than myself. But I'll think about it.
After all, shouldn't be hard to find among all of us. We do like to gossip. Takes another careful step.
She's watching. What kind of careful steps we taking here?
It's like kind of like I'm just gonna stand here, you know, and then I'm just gonna stand here, and then I'm gonna stand here, and then stand here.
She's getting
She's
the
like
side eye.
wringing out her hair as she's walk. She's wringing out her hair as she's walking. She's like, "What?"
Side eye.
Stare. What?
After we give our warning. For one raid, I will see if I can contract a spirit to keep an eye. To see whether or not he learns.
There you go. That wasn't so hard.
Big words coming from the one who isn't making the deal. Eyebrows pop up.
Eyebrows return pop up. It was my idea.
And who would I be to refuse my honored beta? Such a simple request. Just
It
very,
is.
very, pulls herself up and isn't. She's a bit over the top, but it's obvious that it's something that she does in good fun.
It is a simple quest after all. A beta keeps an eye on pack business, and this is certainly pack business.
It does qualify, I dare say. Taps her lips a couple times, like, yeah, yeah, that checks out. That's legit.
So I think it's more than just standard affair, if anything else.
Of course, Astra. This is more sincerely, like with a nod. None of the silly shit.
Tugs at
Just
her tugs at her fingers still.
you actually all right?
I feel like a fool.
You shouldn't.
I do though.
It's not as though you went through with it, even without the Wormfoes say so.
No, but I still feel like a fool.
You're Cleeth. We're supposed to feel like fools still.
Just nods awkwardly. I don't know, everyone else seems to have their own my brother seems to have everything worked out in his head, whereas me, I don't know what to do.
Oh boy, mention of Arn and his cunning plans. She smirks. He thinks that. I dare say things are not going to go to plan.
What's he done?
Well, we did have quite the party when we came back. Your beloved brother seems to
Libraries.
be very convinced that his sweet, gravid mate will feel the need to stay home the next time we're sent out.
She already is with child.
She is. She is indeed. And do you know what she wishes for her child? Kind of pats the ground next to her.
Astra kind of stands there, kind of going, "Oh no!" It's that's written all over her face. You know what I mean? Like, oh god.
What better than a child strengthened in the blood and fury of war?
I told him that was a foolish idea.
Oh, it is. There are kin here who would be more inclined to take greater care.
Should we speak to her?
What good will it do? Unless you wish to brace him for the simple truth of the matter.
Rubs her hair, like, that's like, and she'll even say, that's like talking to a brick wall.
Very much
A
so.
wall of stone. Perhaps is she at least more amenable?
Do you think she will be swayed?
I don't know the woman.
You should. Pokes her leg.
I don't. I made a point not to. She'll kind of smirk, like, "Oh, I'm fucking regretting that decision now," type stare.
That sounds as though it was your chosen folly.
She frustrated me.
She is a very enthusiastic woman.
She's encouraging his behavior, not in the way that, yes, he may be bloodthirsty, but it's only making minor flaws worse, in my mind.
Perhaps if you were a sister to her, the two of you could come from the same angle. She's not immovable. She's just more raw.
Where is she besides being on my brother's? Doesn't say the word she was going to say. Arm.
They share a hut. She has her duties around the sept just as anyone else. If nothing else at this point, considering the news, you could probably just follow the fawning noises. But
Perhaps I should go speak to her then.
She nods. Don't expect it to change all at once, but if you were a sister to his mate, certainly she would want your approval. Certainly she could be swayed to take things more from the tack that you do, as opposed to constant encouragement for every action, even those that are detrimental. She's an enthusiastic girl, not a clever one.
Perhaps I shall go speak to her then.
Perhaps you should. And just think.
Rubs the back of her head.
Gestures back towards the huts and whatnot. It's only so far a walk, but she still gestures back. And just think, with the news, you have every excuse to suddenly wish to get closer to your dear brother's mate.
Just nods awkward, like, yes, I will go be friends. Nod. Yes, I will go and speak to her. I'm sure we can. Stands up almost artificially, like, yes, this is how we to walk when we're making friends.
There is kind of a glance and then an eyebrow crook.
Walk when we're making friends type, not type of like posture.
Is she stiff as fuck? I don't want to walk.
Why are you staring again?
Maybe you should go punch a tree first. Or, well, she like glances around that pile of stones over there, maybe. Just a little nod, like, yeah, that's a good idea.
Katie, since I've been getting closer, can I have a surprise round?
You can.
Good.
She was expecting it for a hot minute, but you've pulled it off long enough for her to calm down a bit and actually talk to you earnestly. So she's not expecting it anymore. Do it. What you doing there, buddy?
There you go. 5 bashing. 5 bashing straight to the face. Not to the face, but just boom.
Oh God. Oh, let's be realistic here. She's still at Voyager. And right now she's not wearing any of her armor and stuff. She is in fact just chilling there naked with braided hair. She takes it like a boss. She just fucking clonk, keels over, cusses something colorful. You dare say like the air kind of gets a heat wave for a second because, she says things as she goes like fucking drops over holding her nose like, what the fuck? Oh, that's it. Like goes to just hook your ankle and yank.
I would totally try to get out of the way.
Well, I will make an attack of it, though. It's not going to be real good. Let me see. Realistically, at 5, it's 0, 1, 1, 2, 2. And 3. Go with my usual kind of Bayard build. So let's see if she manages to hook you. Actually, It would be about that many dice, -2. It would still go to the defender even if she got all successes. So you managed to just, like, she reaches out and you feel the fingers start to brush past your ankle. You know she's going to hook past the heel. And you manage to, like, slip the foot up just barely. But she doesn't manage to hook it out from under you. It goes back to just holding her nose, just laying there in acceptance that this happened.
Totally gonna hit her again. Totally gonna hit her again. Oh, Jesus.
You're gonna hit her again while she's prone and at 5 bashing?
Yep. Yeah, I am. It's a lesson, Katie. It's a lesson. Ugh.
Is it?
And yes. Yes, it is. Don't judge me.
Mm-hmm.
There was 3 bashing, buddy.
She's out.
Kicks her. Let's out of breath. Then we'll walk over and just begin slapping Ditya in the face. Like, wake up, 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 up.
And you know what? Fuck it. If she comes around, I'm not gonna do damage. But, like, she wakes up, she finally starts, the eye roll of, like, son of a, and, like, clonks you in the face.
Yeah, just lean back, like, oh! Like, walking, like, taking a step back.
There's not even any damage. She's still too out of it to put any force in there. She's kind of like the toomp jerk. Ugh, fuck.
That's what you get for That's what you get for laughing at me.
I mean, you're lucky I'm the only one that was laughing. You're welcome.
Besides,
Sitting herself up.
Now I feel better. She'll say, no longer stiff, with a smile on her face.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Oh, do me a favor today. I'm just gonna punch you in the face after you say yes. Like, leans forward, starts splashing water on her face. She doesn't actually look angry. She's just being sassy. Rinsing the blood off as running out of her nose. Sorry, I talked over you. What was it?
Besides, you knew I was going to get you back for doing that. You knew it. She winks.
I thought you were going to dump me in the river.
I thought about it, but you suspected it. So
starts, like, touching her lip and kind of hissing, like, you split my lip, bitch. Oh, no.
Stare.
Splashes more water.
Smirking. It's like, I just had to do it.
Uh-huh.
You suspected I was going to throw you in the river, so I had to change up my strategy.
Oh,
I used this. She taps the side of her head, smirking like, I got you.
Mm-hmm. That's fine. This will totally end here. Splashes more water.
Good. I hope it does.
Mm-hmm.
I consider us even now at this point.
Even?
Mm-hmm.
After I turned away a couple questing eyes, calmed you down, promised to help you, we're even?
And proceeded to make fun of me throughout the whole process, yes.
It's not like we have a proper Omega.
I know, you just temporarily fulfill the role. You should wink.
Oh.
I mean, I'm about to go and make a new Omega, so.
Squints
back.
Don't make nice. Properly. At least make it worth the split lip.
I'm gonna go talk to his wife, and I promise I'll be semi-nice to Krar. I won't hit him.
You already said you weren't gonna hit him. That's not new. Be nice to her.
Listens in, but I'm not lying anymore. Wink.
Grins and shakes her head.
But I'll be semi-nice. Pats her on the shoulder.
Just, it's the eye roll. I mean, she took a licking. She'll be fine. Vaguely annoyed that she can't mother's touch on herself, but it'll only take a minute.
Besides, if I see some kinfolk, I might send them up your way to ease your wounds as she's walking away.
She, like, pitches a glance over her shoulder and kind of goes, oh, you do that. Then I'd consider us even. If she looks back, there's, like, the pointed eyebrow waggle.
Astra
just to be absurd.
Astra shakes her head as she's walking in. If there has any kinfolk, she totally will. She's like, "Hey, Diddy needs Diddies." You know what I mean? Doesn't say exactly that, but it's kind of more or less the same thing.
Oh, she will of course have kinfolk. Just, oh, your poor lip. Blah, 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 blah. Go
Pretty much.
get herself pampered and launch onto someone. It'll be fine.
And I will go see fucking the wife. Whew.
Oh boy. Oh boy. I wish the only picture I have is her making a super bitch face. So I'm sorry.
Please, that's perfect.
It's the only picture I have.
Making this really bitchy face. It's like Astra.
I'm sorry. It just. I mean, look at it. Look at that bitch face.
I see it.
And let's face it, Dite was not wrong. You wander in, you send a couple kinfolk back who, and of course that she's got a rep. That there is more than one that go trotting off back towards the springs to fawn over her. But yeah, she wasn't wrong. You can kind of follow the sounds of the fawning because hey, new potential guru is new potential guru, and everyone's hype about it. You and your brother have extremely high pure breed. Maya has pretty exceptional pure breed herself. It's a good chance this becomes a proper born guru. So
even then, a proper like hybrid kinfolk. Either way, they got the
either
genes,
way,
boy. You know,
it's that or it's going to be another damn fine kinfolk, one or the other.
they
So
got
yeah,
them genes.
and I mean, it's not that she's slacking on work either. As much as she enjoys going with you guys into battle, when you finally find her, she has been shooed to more less taxing work, which basically means that she's got the equivalent of a knitting circle going on where it's her and a handful of the other female kinfolk sitting around and probably actually some of the male kinfolk or even male guru that have taken injury, like have issues moving around because of either like the older ones with extreme arthritis, swollen knees and whatnot. You probably have at least one kinfolk who's lost a leg at some point, and this is just kind of what he does most of the time. But they're sitting there and they're knotting nets and fixing nets and whatnot for fishing because you guys may go raiding and whatnot, but this is still a fishing village. And the nets get damaged frequently or get lost. They can get pulled out, so yeah, they're sitting around. She is there in the midst of it, and naturally, a lot of the chatter is about how auspicious this child will be, and blah blah blah, and gossip, 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 and oh God, help you! It really is like walking into a knitting circle. They're just going, chatting, 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 chatting. So of course, the kinfolk will welcome you in with offer you a seat, pat a bench here or there, and they just keep going.
Yeah, she'll awkwardly wait till like polite conversation is done, like engage mostly in like, the gossip circles and all that, and we'll kind of make the eyes at Maya, like, can I talk to you?
Then yeah, she will actually, God help her, she actually pioneer. Do it.
I will.
Please don't watch. I'll cry and laugh, but mostly cry. Oh, that is a very good one. It is well concealed because let's face it, who doesn't like to be fawned over? But oh my God, this is such boring shit to do. You catch her looking relieved as you're like, oh, can I talk to you for a minute? And she's like, oh yeah, guys, I'll be right back, and I'll just put this here. But you catch that brief, like perfect moment of eye contact where it's like, thank you, God. And yeah,
Astra just, probably lead her to the training grounds where she can throw an axe at something, because like, she's seen Maya in a fight as well, so it makes sense why she's bored out for fucking skull.
She is, and she will follow along, and especially if you're going to go over to the training ground, she'll be like, we can still talk, but do you mind if I just, and like goes for the throwing axes, like, please don't be annoyed, but I need to hit something.
Oh no, it's fine.
Oh, thank you. And yeah, she goes. There's various training stuff there, but there's also some throwing axes that they're worn. They're old. You guys have been training with these things. It's possible that even two other generations of cubs have trained with these things. The kinfolk use them. They're kept sharp, but they're showing their age. The metal's kind of pitted from constant wear and tear. But yeah, she snags them up and just starts. She still glances over and is still obviously listening to whatever you need to say, but she proceeds to promptly go about flinging them with actually, pretty decent skill, thudding them into one of the dummies a good step away.
So, how are you managing with all the attention?
Oh, the attention is nice, but all this talk about how surely I'll be settling down and all this cute little womanly work, housewife work, darning nets. Like there's that little head tilt of like, if I have to fix one more fucking net, like the next axe like thuds firmly into the head of the fucking dummy.
Hmm. I mean, just shrug. I mean, you are with child, so it wouldn't make sense why they're telling you to take it easy.
I don't want to have just any thud child.
Eyebrow raise.
It's like I want thud this child thud to be strengthened by blood and battle thud.
But if you receive a wound,
She kind of shoots you the little side glance of, but I don't want to.
but if you receive a wound, that could kill you and the baby. Imagine what that will do to him. My
There's
brother
kind
thinks
of
he's my brother thinks he's invincible. And in many ways he can be. But when it comes to that, I don't think he will. I don't think he'll cope at all.
I could have died thunk on any raid before now. Another solid thunk, and finally she's run out of axes and looks down at the basket like, why have you betrayed me? And again is still listening, but starts kind of that slow walk over, so that if you want you can walk with her or call louder, whatever, however Astra wants to adapt to it, but starts kind of
Astrid lets her
puttering
walk and
over.
collecting the axes. Collecting over the axes. I'm gonna roll another P on her Katie.
Mm-hmm.
Just see what I'm working with.
Still one. I mean, it's probably pretty clear to any number of people that for one, it's kind of a shock that Maya never went through a first change, and she would have been one hell of an Arun if she had managed it, but she didn't, and she's bitter. She wants to fight with everyone else. She wants to have a strong child, but she doesn't seem to really grasp it as a reason to stay off the battlefield, especially not this early. She wants to be a shield maiden. She likes it that way.
Astrid just watches. She comes back, taking a drink out of like one of the buckets of water, and then we'll look over. Just because you have a child doesn't mean you're going to be any less of a shield maiden.
It does if I stop fighting.
And are you going to stop fighting if you have a child?
No.
Then why are you so concerned?
Because everyone expects me to.
Everyone expects you to rest. Because you're going to need to. You can't very well Join a raiding party when your belly is beginning to grow.
And when my belly is so big that I can't fit a shield in front of it, I will stay at the ship. Or perhaps even here. But until then, she kind of flicks one of the axes up, catches, flings. Another heavy thud.
Hmm. Watch this again.
I'm not stupid. I'm just. I love what I do.
You do. But you do realize my brother is finding ways for you not to come on the raids.
You see that little eyebrow, like not a startled eyebrow pop, just the like that brief kind of raise, like, oh, he thinks he's finding ways to, it's very clearly a rebellious kind of expression. It's right there in black and white, like, oh, he thinks he is.
And
Another thud.
you treat it as the ways of him trying to control you when it's the opposite.
Is it?
It is.
Trying to force me to stay behind. It's
He's
not
not.
controlling.
She'll walk over and put a hand on Maya's belly, like feeling the thump of
There's not a lot there at this point. You're pretty sure that if Dede knows her shit.
Yeah.
It's very possible that without the intervention of a Theurge, no one would have known for a good month or two more. This
And
is
how long?
probably still very early.
And when would you have told him?
When I knew, she kind of shrugs.
Would you really?
Why would I not?
Because you would have thought he would have stopped you joining the raids.
I never assumed he would do such a thing until all of this started. I wouldn't have assumed it, except that you've told me.
Every father wants to protect their children and his wife. Doesn't make it like he's trying to control you. Aaron can't focus because he's so concerned for you. Moms of one day, that concern and that focus, lack of it, gets him killed. Because he's too busy worrying where you are.
I'm not going to say she doesn't pull a stubborn face. Because she does. Very flagrantly kind of pulls a stubborn expression, but she doesn't correct you. Then perhaps, and she says this through gritted teeth, perhaps I will stay back the kinfolk for the next raid.
Don't be angry with him.
I don't know. It's obviously like you. I mean, it's one of the things that Astra fucking is driven insane by is her insistence on moving ahead, on fighting alongside the pack as best she can. So it's this is the first time Astra will have seen her give ground at all on that front. As far
Oh
as
yeah, no.
it's much safer. And she shakes her head a bit when she says, "Don't be angry with him." She's like, "No, no, I'm
Don't
not.
be. You are. I can tell.
I am angry because I'm angry."
You're angry because you didn't change like the rest of us did.
I'm assuming her socials aren't so good. Let's say, yeah, probably something along these lines. Maybe something along these lines. Actually, no, we're gonna be legit. Oh yeah, she doesn't hide it. That bitch face though, not at Astrid, but just that bitch face though. Shoots her that look.
Do you want to know the thing that Aaron thinks about that?
She does make some attempt to get her bitch face under control, but rather than answer, turns and flings an axe again. This one goes wide.
He doesn't care. Doesn't care that you couldn't become a guru. Did you still want to become a shield maiden? Doesn't care about any of that. Cares about you and how safe you are and the safety of that of him and her in there. That's all he cares about. To him, you're already perfect. We'll roll that charisma empathy, Katie. Be my Galliard self and roll that fucking social dice.
I
got my
dare say,
or expression, maybe. Either way.
I'd say expression, just because that's usually the one for expressing outward as opposed to empathy, which is generally more about understanding.
Oh, fuck, I forgot about my pure breed.
Oh yeah, don't forget your pure breed. We've got a lot of it.
Do.
I forgot her pure breed.
I got 4 successes.
Mm-hmm.
And the 10 wouldn't explode in this case because my charisma is more my charisma, especially spec for intimidation, not expression.
Okay. And yeah, she further controls the bitch face, and it's not at this point. It's not even just her exerting willpower to get her shit under control. You've hit a nerve successfully.
Our mother was a shield maiden. She chose to stay and raise us. She chose that. Our father didn't force her. She chose to after she had us, but she stayed behind and she chose to stay. You can still take the time to raise and make sure the birth goes well. And still pick up the axe and wander right beside him and he won't care. But he fears for you. He'll never admit it. Not to me, at least. But he's frightened for you and your baby.
I have survived this many raids. And now I have an investment. She kind of, she hates to do it, but she does kind of pick up the hand and idly rub her stomach. In making sure I survive more, we'll stay back with the kinfolk.
Nods. Talk to him.
Fine. It's grudging, but it's earnest.
She just nods her head slowly.
If you think it will help him focus.
It will help the both of you. Voice your opinions to him, but understand his too. And both of you will be stronger for it.
And let me think. A moment. Nah, she's not that tactful. She's gonna kind of blurt it out. There'll be a pause. And she kind of looks over to you, and this time it's probably the best connection you've gotten with Maya in the entire time that she has been even honorably mated to your brother. She looks over you and very earnestly, very seriously, and there's maybe just a touch of like vulnerability in her saying it as much, but she still kind of looks over and goes so far even as to look you in the eye to very fleetingly convey how sincere she is. Don't let him try to leave without me. Don't let him try to trick me into staying behind.
Why do you think I'm talking to you?
And she finally kind of bows her head into a nod.
The second I found out his cunning plan, I thought I would have a word.
There's another nod. Thank you.
You carry my nephew or niece. And you carry Aaron's heart. If I didn't keep you safe, I'd be dishonoring him. And you, and your child.
And again, it's a very passive. Again, this is she very rarely backs down from anything. So the fact that you're getting acceptance and more passive nods and whatnot, it's still a distinct change in the interaction between you. She again, just gives a nod, like, yeah, you're right.
She awkwardly, pats her on the shoulder, there. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? You can totally tell him I told you all this, by the way. I don't mind him shouting at me.
There's a more. This time you catch that mischievous glint that she is you've seen it a million times. There's that just mischievous glint, a bit of a grin. And in response to especially the shoulder pat, she finally turns about. She puts the rest of the axes back. But she turns about and offers you out the arm. Like, not some weird, awkward, hyper familiar gesture, just, the very kind of routine arm clasp.
Reciprocates it slowly. Like, yes. This is what we do. Because we're friends, yes.
And yeah, she gives you an earnest, clasp of arms, gives a nod. Thank you for
Nods
being
awkward.
straightforward with me.
No other way, I suppose. Unless you want me to talk about points of the net.
And thank you for getting me away from every spinster in the village.
Well, you better hurry because I can see them coming.
Oh God! Just looks over her shoulder and comically real alarm, like, oh God, no.
No, no.
Pretty much, yeah. No, no, no.
If you leave now, you'll have some time to escape.
She nods and takes you at your word, and no shit, just is like, gee, I gotta go. Fucking starts walking with great purpose
Ashley,
because she only has so many tricks up her sleeve, but at least the high breeding and the good mating means that she can walk along head high as if burdened with glorious purpose, and she does it. She does it like a boss.
Imagine as the washing woman Kobash is just throwing her axe, going, "Oh, she had some important business." Yes, keeps throwing her axe like, "Don't mind me."
You have saved your proverbial sister-in-law from all of the nagging and gossiping that any one woman could ever take. You have earned 2 relationship points.
I am now in better relationship. But yeah, that's what Astrid will do. She kind of oddly look proud of herself, like, Still don't like her, but
And just because I can, it's a can in the back of your head. Don't you so?
Whirls.
I mean, it's back like.
I know, but she still whirls,
She, for what's it worth, she sounds sated and smug, and that's probably all she's going to say, but she's got better things to attend to right now, and she kind of curtains back off. Just a polite little privacy curtain because you don't need to know what she's up to.
Meanwhile, Astra stands there alone in her fucking training ground, throwing an axe into a thing.
And
mimicking Diddy's voice, going 22. She's throwing it.
Perfect. Is there anyone else you would especially like to hunt out, or shall we call that a very successful bit of socialization?
I think that's probably the best thing.
In the wake of all the relationship points that Astra has earned today, it is a safe place to say thank you, player, for playing. Thank you, watchers, for watching. And we will see you next time on Voyager!